Thank you, Darren. And at last we've seen some play at Wimbledon, but the weather is going to continue to lead us a merry dance over the next couple of days. Further interruptions expected. Saturday doesn't look very pretty at all. We've all seen a splash of rain over the last day or so, and the storm system responsible is still there. It's still pretty wet, pretty windy across much of Scotland, northern England, parts of Northern Ireland too. The best of the weather, the clearest of the skies, down across the southwest. Lovely scene outside in Bristol, though the camera's shaking around a bit. There is a blustery wind. Some showers around close to Belfast, and certainly it's pretty grim across much of Scotland, especially in the east, and persistent rain here. The heavy stuff is on its way out, but staying pretty damp, and that goes for much of northern England too. For the rest of us, there'll be some showers kicking around, some of those quite heavy and possibly thundery, running down from Northern Ireland through parts of Wales, the Midlands, eventually the southeast, and yes, that does include Wimbledon. The best of the weather, as we've seen, down across the southwest. A windy day everywhere. Slow improvements through this evening. Brighter skies feeding in from the west, but I think for central eastern parts of the UK, still some showers around till late on. Of course, most of us this evening will be stuck in front of the telly for the big one, England taking on Portugal. Doesn't look too bad at Lisbon, actually. Not oppressively hot, so that's good news for the boys. Temperatures around 21 degrees, and it should remain fine. Eventually, overnight tonight, it should be fine across the bulk of the UK as the storm system continues to move away out over the North Sea. The clouds will break up and the winds will die down. So in contrast to the scene outside in Aberdeen right now, I think tomorrow will be a much better affair. Some brightness, some sunshine, and generally dry too. And that's the way of it across the whole of the country. There will be a scattering of showers, particularly across the more central and eastern parts of England, but they'll be fairly isolated. Many of us will enjoy a dry and bright day, tending to cloud up later on across parts of Northern Ireland and western Scotland. Maybe the odd spot of rain arriving here late on in the afternoon, the wind picking up too. But for most of us, the winds will be lighter than today. It'll feel much more pleasant. The high teens, the low 20s, 22, 72 Fahrenheit. Let's take a step back there, because we say goodbye to one storm system, we say hello to another area of cloud and rain. That'll be sweeping right the way across the country on Saturday, turning wet and windy, brightening up again though on Sunday for most of us. Back to you.